It's mid-May here in the US, and Hyundai just rolled out their spring software updates for their cars. So I'm here in my 2025 Ioniq 5. It just downloaded and installed the spring update yesterday. So in today's video, we're going to go through the things that have changed in the car, as well as the things that have changed for the older Gen 5W system found in my 2024 Ioniq 6, and of course pre-refresh Ioniq 5. Kia owners, it should be coming to you around the same time as well. Unfortunately, manual files have not been released yet, at least as of the filming of this video. So you do have to get the OTA first, which if you have an older Ioniq 5 and you're no longer paying BlueLink for the My Hyundai app, you're not going to be able to get the OTA, so you're going to have to wait for the manual files to be released if you want to download the latest maps for your navigation system, which you're probably going to want to do since you're at the behest of the onboard route planner for battery conditioning. For those of you in Canada, I did see somebody post that the update did download and install on their Ioniq 5 with CCNC. So it seems like maybe Canadians are finally getting over-the-air software updates, because up until now, it has never come to any Canadian Ioniq 5, Ioniq 6, or Ioniq 9. So that is a good sign, I guess. So the biggest news with this update for cars that have CCNC, which is the connected car navigation cockpit, like this 2025 or 2026 Ioniq 5 or 2026 Ioniq 9 or Kona Electric from 2024 or newer, is the fact that you are no longer going to have to rely on getting the latest maps in your car from Hyundai's spring and fall updates. It's always going to be connected to the latest maps through their servers. A lot of people run into issues with the built-in navigation system where there'll be road construction, a road is closed or something, and the car's saying you got to go down this road, but you literally can't. So this is now going to always be up to date. Don't have to download the updates, good to go. Now the bad news, of course, just like with all of Hyundai's updates, Gen 5W gets screwed. So if you have an older Ioniq 5 or an Ioniq 6, it's not going to come to your car. So those of you with the Gen 5W system, all you're getting really in this software update is some kind of back-end tweaks to the system, as well as some fresh maps. Now for CCNC, there is now Amazon Music and SoundCloud built into the car's infotainment system. So what this means is you'll be able to stream Amazon Music or SoundCloud directly to the car without needing to go through your phone through Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Honestly, very underwhelming. I don't know anybody who uses Amazon Music. I don't really use SoundCloud to listen to music. So just kind of disappointing that they didn't go with a big service like Apple Music, YouTube Music. Spotify is the biggest here in the US, I would say. And the real kicker is it just doesn't work. Let me show you. So we're gonna go into the media screen here on my car. You can see Amazon Music right there. If I scroll over, there is SoundCloud. So if I click on SoundCloud, it's going to give me this message that says reconfiguration is required. To reset the service settings, press the reconfigure button. So let's do that. Let's reconfigure. Reconfiguring BlueLink. BlueLink has been reconfigured. Okay, so now let's go to SoundCloud. Oh boy, reconfiguration is required. So broken at launch. This is just typical Hyundai software kind of integration. So there is actually one other big update if you have a 2026 Ioniq 5 in the US. I guess there's been an issue with those of you who've taken delivery of a new Ioniq 6 in the past like 7 or 8 months, where you can't activate plug-in charge, which is when you just pull up to an Iona station or a charge point station or a Tesla supercharger, plug in, and then charging just automatically initiates. This came as a software update on my 2025 Ioniq 5, spring of 2025, and it's worked perfectly fine ever since I installed that update. So I thought it was really weird that they're selling brand new cars with this feature that my car has, a 2025, but 2026s don't. So the other day I saw that Hyundai released a technical service bulletin called VCMS Plug-in Charge Activation Logic Improvement. And this would have allowed you to go to a dealership and get a software update done to your car to enable plug-in charge, because no matter what you did in the app, if you added a credit card to Hyundai Pay, and you went to the charging screen, there was no option to activate plug and charge. So it seemed like it was going to have to be done at the dealership, but I just went onto my Facebook group, the Ioniq guy, and Chris McRoberts reports that plug and charge is now working on his 2026 Ioniq 5. So it doesn't appear that you need to go to the dealership to get plug and charge working. And that's a huge relief, because that's just going to save you an extra hour, 2 hours of your life, and scheduling that and all that other crap that goes along with having to go to the dealership for something. If you haven't been able to use plug and charge, make sure you try to get it activated now. I made a video last year on how to do it. You have to add a credit card to Hyundai Pay, and then you have a toggle under EV settings where you can enable it or disable it. If you were paying, say, the monthly fee for Tesla Supercharger, so you want the discounted rate, that doesn't work through plug and charge, so you would have to click that off. The only other thing I noticed here in my 2025 Ioniq 5 is that when I pulled up to the charge point chargers here at my apartment complex, I did get a pop-up on the infotainment display that said, "Hey, I see you're at a charge point charging station. Do you want to use Hyundai Pay to pay for your session?" That's something I've never seen it do before, so I think that's part of this new update. If you have seen that before, let me know down in the comments section. I might have just missed that in the past. And then, of course, beyond the surface level things that we can see, there's a bunch of changes and bug fixes that took place behind the scenes. So those should help run the system a little bit more stably. So that's always good. Jumping back to Gen 5W, really no changes other than map updates. Still no manual battery conditioning button, which at this point, it's not going to come, so I would stop complaining about it because we're never going to see it. Something I always like to check when one of these updates comes out is EV charging station filtering, because Hyundai does not seem to be paying any attention to this. So let's go to the filter here and look at nearby charging stations. Doesn't matter what we have here, but we'll scroll down because this is what I'm really interested in, is the operators. So I really want to see Ioniq added in here, since it is Hyundai's charging network, and of course, it's still not in here. But you have really popular networks in the US like EV Duty, Sun Country Highway, Volta, Flow. I just don't get it. Shell Recharge, there's hardly any of those. Ioniq still lives under others, which just makes no sense to me. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this update. There's a little bit of good news here, but if you have Gen 5W, it's pretty much just average or bad news, however you want to look at it. Be sure to let me know down in the comment section if you've seen any other changes in the infotainment system that I might have missed in this video. I'm really interested to see if I just glanced over some things. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Check out my store at ioniqguy.com for all sorts of accessories for your Hyundai, Kia, or Genesis EV. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.